What's up, YouTube? It's Kevin here, the Migraine Guy, bringing you a product review video today. Today's product to review is the Ice Down Migraine Wrap. So the Ice Down Migraine Wrap is a neoprene sleeve that you slide ice packs that they ship with it into it and wrap it around particular parts of your head where you're noticing intense migraine pain. And the idea is that the ice, having both a numbing effect and a vasoconstricting effect similar to triptans, will help reduce your migraine pain and intensity substantially. I'm going to be honest about this review because I received this item for free from Ice Down for the purposes of an honest review. And as I get more products to review, either at a severe discount, that sounds bad, a steep discount, or for free from companies, I just want my YouTube audience to know that these reviews will be unaffected by the fact that I'm getting these products for free. These reviews will be honest, and these reviews, if the product sucks, will reflect that. If the product's great, the review will reflect that, and anything in between. So that being said, let's get started with the Ice Down review. How it works is pretty simple, right? It's a neoprene sleeve that has, let's see if you can see pretty well, a little pouch inside where you slide either one or two of these tiny ice packs or one of these longer ice packs. So you get two small ones and the long one shipped with the neoprene sleeve for $26.95 if you order it off their website. And I do recommend ordering it off their website because you can get free shipping on their website if you select the free shipping option. Whereas if you buy it off of Amazon, for example, it's actually $29.95 with free shipping, and so you get to save $3 by ordering off their website. So I would recommend that, and I'll go ahead and put the video description, the link to their website below. So how did it work? How does it work for me? Well, I actually got this in the mail yesterday and also had a probably 7.5 or level 8 out of 10 migraine yesterday. So it was pretty serendipitous that I got it when I did. And so I opened it up, threw it in the freezer, and let it chill for about an hour. Let the ice packs cool in the freezer for about an hour, and then slid the big one in, the bigger guy, this guy, and wrapped it around. I had really intense pressure and pain behind my eyes and behind my forehead. So I initially wrapped it so that the ice pack was laying across my forehead, but that was extremely cold. In fact, it was too cold for me to be able to take it. So I rotated it and put the ice pack right at the base of my neck, really, and noticed almost immediate relief from the migraine. Now, I didn't go from, a level 7 or 8 down to a 0. That would be magic, or at least miraculous. What I did notice, though, is that it went down to about, a level 5 or 6. So I saw, a 1 to 2 point reduction in pain almost immediately. And that lasted while the ice pack stayed relatively cool. Once it started getting closer to either my body temperature or room temperature, I needed to switch out the ice packs. But that actually is another nice feature. Since you get 2 of the smaller packs and 1 of the longer ones, and 2 of the smaller ones are roughly the length of the longer one, it only takes about an hour for the ice packs to get really, really cold. And so it also only took about an hour for the ice pack, once cold and placed in the sleeve wrapped around my head, to get where I needed to switch it out. And so I was working on this nice hour schedule where in the freezer would be one freezing for an hour, and in the sleeve around my head would be one numbing and cooling my head for an hour, and then I would rotate them. And so I never really saw this what I was worried about was that, I would put one in, it would get room temperature, I'd put it in the freezer, I'd put the other ones in, it would get room temperature, but the one in the freezer wasn't actually cold enough to use yet, and so I would just kind of be stuck without one. And I did not notice that. I noticed that every hour as I would rotate them out, the ones coming out of the freezer were as cold as they were previously. And so it really worked well. I used them for about 4 to 5 hours yesterday until the migraine kind of broke and left, and I didn't need the ice packs to function. And so I really have nothing to say but good things about this particular product. And so if you get really bad migraines and you want sort of a non-medicinal route to helping reduce the pain, I think any one of these ice pack options, especially the Ice Down product, is a great way to go. I have a couple, nitpicky things to say about, for example, their website marketing. When you look at their website after watching this video, you'll notice that the word cure is tossed around a lot in their description of the ice down migraine head wrap, and that's kind of a basic no-no for any sort of marketing about legitimate and reasonably researched migraine products. Is that talking about cures is just what people who are trying to sell lemon juice with cayenne pepper do, right? They say that's a migraine cure, $29.95 per ounce. No, no, no. You know that it's not going to work when it says cure. So as far as a marketing angle goes, I really wish that they would address that on their website and just kind of list it as a helpful tool, a relief option, something like that, rather than using the word cure so much. But as I said, that's kind of a nitpicky thing. One of the other things that is kind of interesting, both for some pluses and some minuses, is they also talk about a study that was done by the university, or a university in California. I'll put a link to that portion of their website below also, so you can read it. I actually was sent the PDF of the actual study that they did, so I could see some of the more nitty-gritty stuff about their research. And most of the research, in fact, I think almost all of the research is anecdotal. And so what they did was they took a pool of migraine sufferers, right, and gave them the head wraps and asked the participants if they saw a reduction in migraine, if they were able to see over long-term use an overall reduction in migraine frequency, and the questions like that. And while that's great, that certainly can qualify as a clinical study. They have researchers who do clinical studies who ran it. I'm not at all saying that it wasn't a legitimate study. You just need to realize, right, that it's anecdotal, and so that thinking that because it worked for a lot of other migraine sufferers doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So you just have to keep in mind that even though there is a clinical study showing providing some evidence that ice packs, specifically the ice down head wrap, do work, it's not like a double-blind study. It's not a peer-reviewed study. It's not a study that any of the big migraine or headache organizations are going to point to as evidence. And so while maybe over time more research will build up, the current study that's listed on their website isn't the kind of study that, say, your migraine doctor or neurologist is going to be aware of. So it's more like anecdotal evidence, people telling you, well, I did this and it helped, just on a larger scale. And that's similar to what I'm doing right now, right? I used it and I thought that it worked pretty well enough for me to give it a pretty glowing review. So just keep that in mind when you're reading some of the research, that maybe it's not quite the level that you want a study to be at, but that doesn't mean that the evidence in the study is by any means not reliable or not good stuff to listen to. The other thing to keep in mind is that their return policy is a little not difficult, but it's just one of those things where if you need to return it, there's like a 20% restocking fee, I think, and so 20% of $26, right? You're going to be paying about $5 and change to return the product, and you're going to have to ship it back. So you might want to do a little bit more research at home. What does that mean? Well, if you want to know whether or not you should invest, close to $30 in a product like this, what you could do, so long as you don't feel too self-conscious, you could of course do something like grab a pack of frozen peas and some duct tape, and just kind of strap it to your head for a half hour and see, well, does this feel good? Does this help? Is this doing any sort of reduction to my migraine pain? Causing any sort of reduction to the migraine pain? And if it does, then maybe a product like the ice down wrap would be a great product for you to invest in. Or if you already have some ice packs at home for, knee pain or back pain or something, just hold it there for 10 or 15 minutes and see if you get any relief. Certainly you're not going to want to actually, wrap every time you get a migraine, tape around your head or something like that. The neoprene is nice because it's soft, and the Velcro is nice because you can put it on as tight as needed, but not too tight. So investing in a product like this is certainly great if you know that ice is going to help your migraine. So you want to do a little bit of troubleshooting at home, a little DIY version, and see if that helps before you spend the money, because the return policy might be a reason that you're skeptical about purchasing one also. So that's it. I'm going to continue to use this ice down product as I get migraines. which is going to be pretty frequently. They've been pretty frequent lately. So I will update reviews as I notice whether or not there are conditions under which ice does help and doesn't help. But for right now, this is a glowing review. I don't have a star system yet, or 4 out of 5 whatevers. I'm thinking about doing maybe little icons of stick figures with axes in their head, and I could do reviews based on that, right? So a good product would get 5 out of 5 axes in the head. A bad product would get 0 axes in the head, something like that. If I had to do that right now, I would give the Ice Down Wrap 5 out of 5 axes in the head, only because I think on its own, it's a great product. Obviously, if I was going to contrast it with the marketing, a cure, that's not going to be such a high rating. But I think for initial migraine reduction, to help you take it down a couple points on the pain scale, there's not much to say other than good things about this product. So that's the review. Check it out if you're interested, and in the comment section below, let me know if it works or if it doesn't work. Join us in our Facebook group, the Migraine Guys Support Group. We've got over 100 members there now, I think about 150, so you could be 151. And make sure to like the video if you like it. Hit subscribe if you want more updates about when I publish videos. I'll talk to you later, YouTube.